Facebook and YouTube and Instagram family. How we doing today? I see somebody. Hey, hello. How are you? Good to see you. Wow, coming out with questions, guns blazing right away, huh? How do I sing without experiencing vocal fry? Low without experiencing vocal fry. Hey guys, good to see you. Singing low without experiencing, so you're probably at the end of your range if you cannot sing a note without vocal fry. I would need to hear you though. That's a bit of a more advanced question. Hey guys, good afternoon. Derby City, not seen you before. Oh, how long have I been singing, Isaiah? Since I was 3. My mom says since I was 10 months old, but I've been singing on stage since I was 3. Bahrain, very cool. Hey, nice to see you guys. Oh, hello. Good to see you, Fabrice. Hey from the Philippines. Oh, thank you. So glad you like my reviews, Philip. Shout out from Chicago. Hey. South Florida. Denise, really? Where are you at, South Florida? I'm right here. School lunch. Awesome. Yay. Way to work your lunchtime. Hey, Tara, did you, new video copyright claimed for only after. Yeah, I think one of my videos got blocked. I think I did a Christina Aguilera carpool karaoke and I was so mad. I got a notification saying it was blocked. Why? Like why? So yeah, if for you guys that saw it real quick and then it went away, I didn't even get to see it. I think it got blocked. So we'll be releasing another one soon. That happens sometimes. Let's see. What else? Hey from Germany and Jersey. Wow, we've got Kentucky, Durban, Utah. So cool to see you guys from everywhere. Thank you. Hey, Cyprus, nice. Indonesia, Estonia, Maryland. Wow, that's amazing. Super cool. So guys, thanks for joining today. It's awesome to see you. Wow, there's so many people on right now. That's crazy after just a couple minutes. You guys are great. You got the notifications going. Hey, Michael Nowinski, I see you. Tara. Awesome, Chesney. Thank you. I'm so glad. I literally, I could get lost in reading the scroll. Like just, it's never ending. It's so fast. I think my reading speed has improved vastly just from doing these YouTube lives because, oh, thanks. Because, holy cow, it goes so fast. Iraq. Nice. Brandy, thank you. You're awesome too. Glad you like the bun. Daisy. Hey, Argentina. Oh my goodness. Just as you're about to go to sleep, well, Raymond, grab some coffee and stick around for a while, huh? Macau. Where is Macau? I've never heard of that. Hi from England. Hey. Awesome. Thank you, Michael. That's so sweet. Thank you, Andrew. Love all your outfits when you review. Oh, that's funny. You know, people have asked me this before. So I did a terrible thing by wearing different outfits when I reviewed. I should have just worn one stinking shirt, one hairdo, made my life easy. And I've gone through basically my entire wardrobe and now I'm into my mother's. So I really don't shop. The thing is, I haven't really grown much since high school and I don't really throw stuff away like clothes wise unless there's a reason to. So like I have a lot of different clothes that are just kind of from a long time ago and from now too. And my mom's the same way. So we've got lots and lots of tops. I've still not gotten through her closet's way worse than mine. So I don't think I'll ever get finished with her closet by the time I shoot videos. Okay, so we'll get into some questions here, guys. We'll start with Magnus. Magnus, hey. You say, I finally reached C7s in whistle. Woohoo! That's awesome. I can't really maintain them yet, but can readily peek at them. Any more tips for exercising my whistles? Much love. Awesome, Magnus. That's really good improvement. I remember you saying that you were working on that before and asking me for tips to get to it. So it's great that you've gotten to it. And you're saying you can readily peek at them, but you can't maintain them. I'm assuming that kind of means like sustain them as well, like have control over them. So when you talk, this is generalized too for anybody who's interested in range expansion. So in this case, it's whistle tone, but this could also apply to head voice. This could apply to mixed notes. This could apply to chest and lower extension notes as well. So whenever in the generalized vocal terms of your range expansion journey, whenever you're finding that you've gained a new note or that you're almost at the precipice of finding control over a note that you didn't really have such control over before, it's kind of like stretching, right? We talk about the rubber band stretching all the time, but when you're stretching your body, there's static stretching, and then there's more explosive and fluid movement stretching. So when you're doing static stretching, you're essentially sustaining, right? You're taking that position, and like you're doing this, and you're holding, right? But the moving through stretching also kind of helps to kind of bouncing, so going a little bit past the point of where you normally would, and then releasing, bouncing and releasing. So I take that same principle of physicality when I'm working out, and I apply that to my voice. So if I'm trying to stretch range, let's see if I can do it. I'm not really warmed up, but if I'm going see how I'm just kind of like tipping it, letting it go, tipping it, letting it go. I'm not trying to hang on to it. And once I feel really comfortable where I am, then I try to hang on to it just for little bits longer at a time. But I always give my voice a chance to drop back down again. Does that make sense? Yeah, it is. It's essentially a siren, but my sirens are usually a lot longer than that. They go through a lot more range than that. But when you're like Magnus's question, when you're specifically trying to get to a place where you can sustain and maintain a high note rather than just get it and get off, that kind of bouncy stretch up to it is very, very helpful, I find. Lucario says, I can't maintain a long note. Read day note in another day from Rent. Okay, how do I improve that? I feel like I lose breath halfway. That could be a vowel placement thing. I'd really need to hear you, Lucario, technically, because there's more reasons, because it's on an A and it's sort of like a money note and Rent, why it could be a lack of support, could be lack of space, could be vowel placement. But to really know, I need to really hear you. But I will say this, most of the time when you are having problems sustaining a long note, like you have to stop, and you're saying you lose breath halfway. So that's a big indication to me that you're not being greedy enough with your breath. Your abs are not controlling the amount in which the breath is leaving your body good enough to sustain it all the way through that note. So I would be much more conscientious in your practice of breathing all the way around, like filling up a tire all the way around your abdomen, and then in and upward, as if you're doing a crunch, like a Heimlich maneuver kind of abdominal support, where you're squeezing, and because of that squeeze, the breath is being released at a more rationed off rate than just coming out willy-nilly, however much it wants to. I hope that makes sense. Okay, what else? Let's see. You're glad you're not listening with your headphones. Yeah, me too, Mrs. Stiles. Sorry, I should have warned. I kind of warned you, but I'm loud. Oh, Nicole Dennis, if you had to choose only one genre to sing, what would it be? Love ya. That's like saying to someone, that's like asking a singer that is like asking a mom with 4 children, which one do you love the most? Like you're not going to pick that. I can tell you my very, very favorites. I love Christian worship music. I love musical theater, and I love, I don't love straight ahead bubblegum pop. I love like One Republic pop, like Christina Aguilera pop, like Adele pop, that kind of stuff. Pink pop. So that's kind of like my jam. I also really like, okay, so not singing, but I also like, if you want to know what's on my Spotify, what I listen to, I like listening to bossa nova a lot. Like, I do music all day long, and I sing all freaking day long, and I talk all day long. So sometimes my favorite soundtrack is silence. I listen to nothing. But when I do listen to something, it's usually instrumental or singers that sing in a different language, so I can more or less zone out and not really pay attention to the lyrics, just the overall feel and sound tonality. And I really do. I like bossa nova a lot. I feel I am born again Christian, but I feel that it's just so relaxing and cheerful. I like it a lot. Let's see. What else? B-Man's Bunnies. Every time you're talking to B-Man's Bunnies. Every time I'm singing with falsetto, my voice is cracking. Okay. try, you got to support more. If you're cracking, it's a space or support thing, but I'm thinking it's probably, if you're a guy, it's probably support. I can't read you. Yeah. Yes, I am. A born again Christian. Yes, I am. Any tips for bad voice days? Yeah, don't sing. No. I have bad voice days. Everybody does, right? You just wake up, you feel heavy. I like to do lip trills. I like to do more vocal vibration exercises like any lip or tongue trill. I also find that working out helps a lot, getting my blood flowing, getting more in touch with my muscles, and the exertion of muscle groups, I feel, also makes you more in tune with the muscle of your voice as well. Eddie, question: does inhaling those helium balloons that change the voice hurt? What actually happens to the vocal cords? I used to know the answer to that question, but I forgot. So I'm going to have to research that and see. I was told once, but I don't want to tell you something that I don't really actually know. I don't know. That's a good idea. Maybe someone can Google it and tell you before I can, but I'll check that out. Like I said, I used to do it, and I used to know why it changes, but I can't remember now. Magnus, any tips for low notes? My lows are currently E2s, A1, and Fry, right? I love my lows just as much as my highs. I don't know why people tend to dismiss lows. I know, I agree with you. Like, think about it. Most singers are known because they can sing high, right? But there are very few singers who are known because they can sing very low. I think, and this is just my personal theory on why that is because low notes are not as loud. And so it's not as exhilarating for some reason for the listener's ear to hear someone singing a really, really well-defined and well-executed low note. Doesn't mean that vocalists, and technically speaking, when vocalists appreciate music, they don't. But for the masses, it's just more exciting for people, I think, audibly to hear higher, bigger, louder notes. I personally appreciate lows too, but I'm not a regular lay listener, right? That's awesome though. E2s, A1, and Fry, that's like super low. And the fact that you're all the way up to the 7s in whistle is crazy. I'd love to hear you sing sometime. Magnus, you should do an Insta-Reaction so I can react to you, or one of my coaches. That's in the description box if you're interested. Guy, hey Guy. I don't have a physical piano at university. I tend to sing with a piano to help maintain pitch. Any tips? Yeah, download a piano app on your phone. It's free, and that way you can play the pitches and know for sure what pitch you're doing. Awesome, Tiga. Here for that 2 a.m. vocal tech talk down under. Awesome, Robert. That's great. Bless your heart. Yeah. Sorry, those time zone problems, Let's see. Chesney Bartu, I'm only been doing voice lessons for 1 month. Do you have any tips for me? And I can't sing low. Well, if you're taking voice lessons, you should ask the tips from your voice teacher. Guys, so I have a rule, right? And I don't usually talk about this, but I'm going to. So when my vocalists train with me, they do not train with anyone else. It's not because I'm territorial, and it's not because I am bossy, and it's not because I'm a control freak, although I am a little bit of a control freak in my day-to-day life. I'll admit to that. But it's not because of that. The reason is this. When you are taking lessons or submitting yourself to the expertise of someone in anything, right? You're essentially it's essentially a parallel between a servant and a master relationship in a way, meaning like you're assuming that I know more than you. You're paying me for my expertise, and you are doing what I tell you to do, right? You're doing my bidding essentially vocally, and you cannot serve two masters, right? It's just, you're going to end up being confused. And the way that I coach is different than the way someone else coaches. And while the two may still be both correct in their own ways, it's still confusing to that singer to train with two people. So I know a lot of you, you study vocals with other people, and then you come on for extracurricular learning. That's okay, to get new knowledge. Maybe use me as more of a sounding board, asking questions to your coach. But if you're studying with someone and you feel the need to still come to me and ask me questions, you are studying with the wrong person. If you don't feel that they're knowledgeable enough, or that you have an open, honest line of communication with them enough to ask them questions and feel like you can trust, believe, and execute their responses, you need to go somewhere else. It doesn't have to be with me, but it needs to be somewhere else. Okay. So the relationship between coach and singer should be that of like a college professor and a student, but the good ones that you really like, that like you would want to hang out with afterwards, like the ones that stay after class, those kinds, the kinds that you really learn from, you're inspired from, and you feel like when asked a question, they're going to give you a direct, honest answer that you can really take away and take to the bank and know that what they're saying is for your good, not out of their own selfish ambition, and for your benefit. It's something that you can execute honestly. Okay. Lucario, I'm doing either Disturbed or Journey for my blind audition for The Voice. Sweet. Yes, I'm scared. Any advice on either artist? Lucario, if you're auditioning for something like The Voice, let me tell you, my studio has representations on every single one of those talent shows, meaning I've been on X Factor. I've had multiple students on American Idol. We've had multiple students on The Voice. We've had students, obviously, on America's Got Talent, Angelica. So I would highly recommend, if you're serious about getting through, that you take some sessions. I really do. There's so many factors that go into getting a yes. And really, it's more oftentimes than not, it's got less to do with your voice and more to do with your interview, your couch time, your song selection, your look, your story, all of that. And of course, then, yes, you can sing, and yes, you sound unique, but it's not just that. A lot of people have a misunderstanding of that. So I highly recommend that you email the studio, info@terrasimonstudios.com. It's also in the description box, and just get a session or two with a coach. Use them as a sounding board. It can be me or any of my coaches. We're happy to help. But if you're serious about getting through, let people who have gotten others through help you, and let us better your chances. Okay. What else? Let's see. Ew, if you could go back to your X Factor days, well, I wouldn't. Would you do anything different? Yeah, I would do a lot different. I wouldn't do anything vocally different. There was a time when I was so tired. I think it was like day 3 of like 4 hours of sleep total within that 72 hours. And that's like my kryptonite for my voice. When I don't get sleep, I'm shot after day 3. Like there's just something about that day 3. And I had to sing that duet with, I think her name was Janelle. I can't remember. But I had to sing with her, and my voice was toast. I didn't love that performance, although they edit it so much anyways that you can't even really tell. But I would have talked a lot less and been a lot less expressive, and I would have been a lot more careful about my interview portions, because they just spliced and diced that crap like all over Kingdom Come, to where I honestly didn't even know how they were doing it so fluidly. Like some of the things they had me saying, yeah, I was in the same outfit, but you're in the same outfit for days. Some of the things that they had me saying and put together, I was like, that wasn't even that same day. Or was it? No, I didn't say that then. And I didn't say that then about that. Like it was just crazy. So I would have talked a lot less. And actually, that's one of the things that have blessed me the most, was the bad experience of that, because now I was able to keep every single one of my students who were on all of those shows, I was able to keep that from happening to them. And so I say I would change it, but honestly, I would definitely go through it again the same exact way if it would have kept someone else from having to experience that, because I can take it. I've been in the business long enough. My skin's thick enough. I can take it. It was hard for me too, even, but like, I would never want any of my vocal babies to go through that, for sure. Okay. All right. So, what else? How to sing with falsetto, without cracking. I'd need to hear you, Mark. That's an advanced question. Well, gig life keeps me awake at this time. Oh, does it? Okay. Love how you break down the small movements of the mouth, jaw, throat that can affect certain tonality. Been looking into improving my own bad vocals. Well, Robert, you should get into my course. Sounds like you're pretty busy, and you're gigging already. So I would recommend for something that's kind of at your own pace, whenever you're up at 2 a.m., to check in with that course. The description box and the link below for that's the 8-week course. And you can take it at any time, day or night. It's drip fed content. And once you get it, it's yours to keep forever. I would highly recommend that. So, and bonus, if you ever wanted private sessions while you're in the course for that 8 weeks, you get half off of private lessons with me or any of my coaches during that time. Top Matthias. I have a dark voice, and I feel like I can't sing because I have a dark voice. Please help me. I have no idea what that means. I'm thinking you're meaning tonality, but I definitely would need to hear you. You should, you know what? You would be a perfect candidate, Matthias, for an Insta-Reaction. It's one of the least expensive ways to get heard and get me or one of my coaches to get our opinion back to you. And it's really, really simple. So I would go to Insta-Reactions.com and do a reaction so that I can hear what you're talking about. That's not something I can answer just over text. I'm sorry. How do I get rid of phlegm? Well, I'm kind of fighting sickness right now. And this is 1 lemon squeezed and just water. And that's really good for stripping the cords of added mucus. Now you don't want to do this if you're not phlegmy, because lemon is acid and you do need some sort of lubrication, natural lubrication on your cords. So as you swallow this, the acid, I do feel it. Like I can actually feel it kind of like taking some of that phlegm with it. But again, you don't want to strip everything because then you're rubbing just, skin against skin. It's going to be more difficult. So you want to make sure that you have, and on the opposite, if you're really dry, you can do some water with honey or just straight up honey as well. Okay. So Jeremy, thank you so much for posting. But while I love the Lord and love Jesus, this is about singing. So please keep the comments just to singing or questions that you might have. Okay, what else, guys? Why is this not moving anymore? You guys, is it possible that I've caught up to all the comments? Oh my dear goodness. Okay, well, there we go. Is egg really good for the voice? You're welcome, Mom. Yeah. Is egg really good for the voice? Yeah, I don't see why it's bad. I have no problems with eggs. I just ate 2 today. Patrick. So I'm a trained singer with one of the best singing teachers in Denmark. Sweet. I joined a gospel choir. But the only voices in it is tenor, alto, and soprano, and I'm a baritone. Help. Well, that's cool. Be the baritone. Why would you want to be anything else? Obviously, if you're training with the best person, then your technique's good and you can handle having to project. And maybe at some point they will add another baritone, but at this time, enjoy the solo work in the choir. When I was in 8th grade, I've always had a really large range, and this was prior to most of the boys in my class going through puberty. So I literally sang the bass part. I was the only, me and this one other girl actually, but she was pretty quiet. So I was really like one of the only girl that was projecting singing the bass part in 8th grade. And I was like, whatever, I'll own it. So just own it. Be fine. Let's see. Waldo, is it better to do an Insta-Reaction with or without background music? Waldo, you can do either. There are no requirements. You can do it a cappella. Anybody that's looking to do an Insta-Reaction, you can do a cover song with a track. You can do a cover song and play for yourself if you play an instrument, or you can sing a cover song a cappella. You can also, which is really cool, we're not putting any restrictions on it, you can submit an original song. You can submit an original song with a track behind it if you have music produced. You can submit an original song with an a cappella, just you singing, or you can also submit an original song playing for yourself as well. So there's 3 options as far as the background music or the lack thereof are concerned. But I would say that if you're looking to get an all-encompassing reaction, if you're singing it a cappella, we are able to tell if you move pitch and move key for sure, but timing wise and musicality, vocal intonation, all that stuff, that would be better for us if you did have a track that didn't have vocals in the background. So if you do sing to a track, we ask that it be a karaoke or instrumental performance track, not singing along to the singer themselves, because that's sort of like riding a bike with training wheels. We want to hear what you sound like with just the music or with no music at all. I hope that answers your question. Okay, what else? X-Force just popping in for a quickie. Okay. Hi and bye. Don't have time to stay. Love you too. Thank you. You're funny. That's funny. New York, huh? Sweet. Oh my gosh. Hi, Soft Shallow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Um, Patrick, I have a 3-octave range with falsetto, of course, but I can't sing with the tenors and chest voice. I just really want your opinion on a song for my album that isn't out yet. Cool. Well, if you want my opinion on a song, Patrick, the least expensive way to do that is through Insta-Reactions. You can also book a private session with me, but the Insta-Reaction is a better deal. And again, I'm always trying to find ways to help you guys to get you in front of me and have it cost less than what my rate is, which is continuing to drive up because I only have so many hours in a day. So I'm constantly trying to find new innovative ways, and Insta-Reaction is the latest way that you can be heard and get really high value information and expertise from still me or my coaches without paying through the nose. So Insta-Reactions is the least expensive way to get me to react to you right now, and it's even less expensive with my coaches. Charlotte James, how can you tell if you're singing mix, and does it involve more or less ab strength? It definitely involves a lot of ab strength. And oh, thanks, Soft Shallow, appreciate it. And how do you know? Well, you know, kind of based on what you don't feel more than what you do, at least for me. So I know when I'm singing in mix that it's not here and it's not here. It's somewhere in between this no man's land place. Okay. But that's the best I can do on text. If you want to work more on mix, then come for private sessions or let me hear you via Insta-Reaction or get into the 8-week course. Styles, Mrs. Styles, how do I get rid of stage anxiety? You need to listen to the last 2 YouTube lives. We've talked about that a lot, and I don't want to take up more time talking about that, but definitely check out those because we did talk about it pretty extensively. I think 2 YouTube lives ago is when I really got into it a lot. And thank you so much. I appreciate it. Magnus, if you had to guess, what vocal classification would you give me based on purely my range? That's the problem. You have a crazy, stupid range, right? But here's the thing, and I've said this many, many times. I'm surprised you don't know this by now, Magnus. Shame on you. Vocal classification is not classified based on range. It's based off of tonality. So it's actually literally impossible for me, I'm sorry to say, to answer your question without me hearing you. So do an Insta-Reaction, let me hear you, because there is a huge misnomer on vocal classification, and it's because of choirs, because you're classified or sat in your section based on your range, not your tonality. But true vocal classification is based off of your tone, not off of your range. I'll say it again. True vocal classification is based off of your tone, not your range. So if you have a deep, thick, dark tone, very velvety, very luxurious and thick and textured, that's different than a thin, high, piercing kind of sound. And that goes, those classifications can be for both male and female. So I literally have to hear you. Thank you, Elling. I appreciate you thinking I'm pretty. Do the Insta-Reactions cost anything? Yes. I think it's $199 for me and $99 for my coaches, but that's on the website if you want to check it out for sure. I haven't looked in a little while. Thank you. Bless you too from Florida, Seisman Pollock in Poland. You're singing, Patrick, you're singing teacher that men have 2 registers, chest and falsetto, and women have 3. Is this true? I'm sorry to say it's not true. Men and women have the same amount of registers, and not every person has 3. Not every person has 2. Not every person has access to it, I should say. So, if you don't have access to your mix as a male or female, then you have chest and you have head. And I'm assuming you don't have whistle if you don't have control over your mix. But no, that's not really correct. Oh, thanks, Charlotte. Awesome. Good. What thing I need to do to know my vocal range? Well, if you know the notes on the piano, Mark, then just hit the lowest note that you can sing, mark that off, and then go to the highest note you can sing and mark that off. That's your vocal range. Nanita, hey, Nanita, you are in my 8-week course, right? And I haven't seen you do stuff in it. What's going on with you lately? Oh my gosh, I lost you. Here you are. Okay. First, I love your work. Second, I would love to get coaching, but I do shift work at a hospital, which would make it difficult to have a set time for lessons. Would that be a problem? Nanita, it's not a problem if you do gift certificate sessions. It's the other option. So for those of you who are thinking about enrolling into weekly lessons, which is what we offer at TSS, in order for you to have consistent practice, consistency in lesson time and day and all that stuff, we do once a week lessons, either an hour or half-hour time increments. So for you, Nanita, because you do shift work and your shift changes, I would recommend one of two things: scheduling either the lesson on your day or days off that you know you always have. But if your day or days off are constantly shifting and never are the same, then I would recommend the second option, which is buying packages of 4 at minimum is what we offer. So you can buy packs of 4 lessons, and those are taken on an as scheduled basis. So you don't necessarily have a spot in my schedule. So you kind of have to get in where you fit in, and that goes for any of our coaches. But you do have the freedom to not have that regular weekly reoccurring every week, every, same day, same time, once a week kind of thing. So we made that for people like you. So yes, there is an option for that. And if you would like to have private lessons, Nanita, then just email info@terrasimonstudios.com, and Tammy will be happy to take care of you and get you started with either me or one of my fabulous coaches. Hope that answered your question. Camille, how therapeutic is singing for me? Well, I definitely have done that a lot more than counseling, so it's super, super therapeutic. I love it. Writing songs, I would say, is even more therapeutic than singing for me, actually. Caleb, I lost my head voice and it's been gone for a couple of years. I thought it would come back, but it hasn't. Is this did you lose it during puberty, Caleb? I'd be interested to know. What is vocal timbre? Vocal timbre is that it's part of what classifies your voice, the timbre of your voice, the texture, that tonality. That's what I was talking to Magnus about. That's what classifies your voice into, baritone, bass, tenor, alto, soprano, soprano 1, soprano 2, all that stuff. Dino Cells, did you model yourself after any singers when you were younger? Like, did you emulate any singer's tone? Sure. I grew up listening to Mariah Carey, Sandy Patty, Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, and then later Christina Aguilera when she came out. So yeah, Etta James, Aretha Franklin, power singers, and definitely had an influence on me for sure. We absorb things as humans. Like, you put something on your skin, it absorbs in, right? You listen to something, it absorbs in. That's why we have to be careful about what we see, hear, listen to, put on our bodies, eat, right? And so when you absorb music, it become a part of you inadvertently in some way, shape, or form, whether it's overtly or just in a minuscule way. So yeah, it definitely influenced me for sure. Let's see. Kelly, it's so amazing seeing people from all over the world on here. I know, right? Terry, you're so beautiful. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Let's see. Guy, how can I tell whether I'm on pitch and not rely on a piano? Well, if you have good pitch recognition, I would test that first and do the tone deaf test. You can look it up on the App Store. It's also free, and check that out, Guy. Let's see. Merci beaucoup, Philippe. Brian, my praise team tells me I'm an alto that identifies as a tenor because I'm always stealing the alto parts. That's a little bit interesting of a phrase. I'm an alto that identifies as a tenor because I am always stealing the alto parts. I would say if you're always stealing the alto parts, then you're a tenor that identifies with an alto, as an alto, not the other way around. What would you, that's interesting. A Todaz 0826, what would you like to improve as a singer? I've never been asked that before thus far. Hi, Cubanito Lindo. What do we have here? I see you. What would I like to improve as a singer? So, well, real talk. My whistle is pretty killer. My head voice is pretty great. I would like to improve the stamina and strength of the upper end of my chest voice, because I speak and sing all day, and I use that register all the time. It's really overused, frankly. And I try my best to stay hydrated, keep supported, not be too exhausted. But I find that the upper end of my chest voice, as I've gotten older and as I've gotten busier and more well known as a coach, has started to just get more tired and not be as bright as it once was. And so that's something that I would like to improve on. But for me, I don't know if it's even possible because of just the fact, the load that I have every day using that register. I think in order for me to improve on it, I would need to take vocal rest for maybe a good 2 weeks to reset and not even use it, and then work towards building up that stamina again in that register. But that's just not even close to being a possibility. But that was a really good question. Thank you for asking that. Let's see. What else? All these smiley faces. So nice. If you have asthma, is it possible to sing? Susan, I have asthma. I sing all the time. Yeah, get an inhaler. You'll be fine. Yeah, it shouldn't inhibit. Now, if you're having an asthma attack, I know from experience you ain't singing during an asthma attack. But no, you definitely can sing with asthma for sure. Just manage it. Hey, Tara, a young girl just had a school competition, Bowdoin 76, 6th state place, second place after I shared some of your tips. Oh, that's awesome. Yay. So Bowdoin said that a young girl in a school competition, a 6th statewide competition, placed second place after they shared some of my tips. And that's so sweet. That's great. Well, tell her congratulations for me. That makes me happy. Okay. Tara, do you write and perform your original songs? I sure do. Not much these days because I'm busy talking to you guys all the time. But yeah, no, I actually, this is funny. I need to practice it more, but I might give you guys a treat. So I celebrated my 1-year anniversary with Cubanito Lindo, who is on here, I guess, now. And I wrote him a song. Pretty much everybody in my life who's super, super special eventually gets a song. And I wrote him a song. And it's a very funny song. It's got a lot of inside kind of jokes that I included in it. And I play that for him for our 1 year. But yeah, as far as like gigging out, I don't have time. I am going to be, hey, this is a spoiler alert. I'm not going to tell you anything more about it, but I am on May 8th through the 10th. I'm flying to Atlanta and I'm going to be recording my first single in like 7 years, and we're going to release it. So, because you guys have been asking all the time, like, hey, we want to hear you, Mom. Yeah. So I'm going to be recording my first single in quite some time, in May, and I'm not sure when we'll release it, but we're going to release it soon after that. So you'll be able to hear what's going on. Okay. Let's see. People keep calling me while I'm on this. It's so annoying. Yes, it is sweet of me to write a song for him. I think so. I think it's pretty great, actually. Thank you, Hector. Appreciate it. Yeah, you can send your singing video. Do it through Insta-Reactions, and we'll react to you. Your voice just activated your Siri. That's funny. Cool. Yeah. Well, you'll hear it. Do I watch Billboard's awards? I don't. I don't watch TV, guys. I don't have time. There's a TV right there. I don't watch. I watch Game of Thrones. That's it. And I really don't have time for that. It's funny. Okay. Yeah. Bowdoin, don't drive and chat. Okay. See ya later. A few live Q&As earlier, I asked a question about closed throat and singing quietly. And I just like to say, thank you. I practice it and it looks like I'm improving. That's awesome, Barbara B. That's so sweet. That's so great. If you think, you guys, like a lot of people are saying like, hey, I was on this and it improved, or I told the singer these tips and she got second place, whatever. Like, this is just off of the Q&A. Imagine what you would do in improvement if you were taking lessons, doing an Insta-Reaction, or getting into the 8-week course. Just saying. Like, these are ways, especially the course and the Insta-Reaction, these are ways for you guys to improve that cost a lot less. Like, don't just sell yourself short and take these little tiny carrots that I'm giving you. I'm giving you everything I can via just chat. But I mean, Barbara, if what I said in a chat improved your voice, come on, what are you waiting for, girl? Let's do some more. Whatever. And Etienne, my boyfriend, calls Game of Thrones Benadryl of Thrones. I find it highly offensive. So you guys can just go ahead and, like the White Walkers, just attack at him because Game of Thrones is awesome. Arya for president, y'all. Not today. And I'm a huge fan. He falls asleep in Game of Thrones, people. How? Why? What is wrong with him? I should break up with him. Yeah, I know, Guy. It's horrible. It's really sacrilegious, to be honest. I can't believe it. Okay. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you love the reaction videos. It's funny. Can you sing contemporary music with bel canto technique? Yeah, you can. I don't know how great it'll be, but you can. Stop calling it Benadryl of Thrones. It's amazing. Jeez, nice joke. It's not a nice joke. It's horrible. Aria 2020. Woo, I would totally vote for her. She gets it done, guys. She just gets it done. Yeah. How can you fall asleep during Game of Thrones? Guy, I totally agree with you. Shame on you, Cubanito Lindo. What is the matter with you? Shameless plug, LOL. I definitely am a fan of you, and once I get some better cash flow, I definitely want to learn more from you. Awesome, Waldo. Do it. Waiting on you, dude. What distinguishes countertenors from tenors? I've heard so much conflicting information regarding countertenors. Well, like what? What conflicting information have you heard? It's a lot of misnomer stuff, really. Very easily. Stop it. You are distracting. This is about singing, not Game of Thrones. Shame on you. You're welcome, Miss Bumblebee. Dino Cells. I've never sang before. Can you help me sing like Dimash? Can I help you sing like Dimash? I can help you sing like you, a better version of you. I think that's a big problem, when people listen to others, they're like, I want to sound like you. No, you don't. You want to sound like the best version of you. And I know like that goes also to like a chick seeing some girls and she's like, oh, I want your body. Like, I get it. I do, because I do that sometimes, but you have to remember that like you are created uniquely you, and you don't really want to sound like someone else. You want to sound like the best version of you. So yes, do you want to sound like a better version of you, a better singer? Then yes, 100%, I can help you with that. But I'm not going to tell you that I can make you a clone of Dimash, nor would I want to, because there's already one of him. He is amazing though. Okay, let's see what else. What else? Okay, someone's asking, what is a countertenor? And a countertenor, also called a contratenor, is a type of classical male singing voice when the range is equivalent of that of a female, like contralto or mezzo soprano. So you've got tenor and you've got countertenor. So the range is generally from, I think, like G3 to D5 or E5, which is like high in the rafters for a guy. Okay. So countertenors often, they often have like baritone or tenor textures and tonality at the core of their voice, but on occasion they can pull out that high extension for certain performances or certain songs that warrant it. Okay, so it's kind of, think of it kind of like whistle tone for a girl that's a regular soprano. She's not necessarily a coloratura. Her vocal classification is really soprano, but she's got those notes, that she can access sometimes if she wants to. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Let's see. Oh, stop. I am going to, why is it not letting me? Anyway, never mind. Salvador, greetings from a Mexican living in Czech Republic. Happy early Cinco de Mayo, Salvador. I enjoy reactions to videos, though I think you are sometimes too much of a politically correct person doing it. Ha! You're a nice person. Take care. Salvador, it's really funny. I should send you an email of someone that wrote me just this morning saying how, like, I'm so judgy and I'm so mean and I shouldn't, like, who am I to react to these people, like, stick to coaching private lessons, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, first of all, you got to have a lot of free time to spend time, like, going and trash talking someone that doesn't know you and I don't even know your face. Second of all, I actually think I'm pretty nice. Like, I would tend to agree with you. I'm careful because I am an artist myself and I want to make sure that I'm giving positive and constructive criticism while not dissing or offending that artist or the song or whatever they were going for. So yeah, I think if anything, I agree with you. I err on the more positive and politically correct side than the bashy, judgy side, and I'm happy about that. I think if you're looking for that, there's other channels that do that. That's just not my jam. That's not what I'm about. Let's see. I'm going to answer a couple more, guys, and then I got to get to a session. Can P3 Piper 01, can a voice be trained even if you don't have the best talent? For someone classified as soprano for range? Yeah, 100%, Piper. You absolutely, that's why I exist. The voice can absolutely be, it's a muscle. So that's like saying, hey, I'm 50 pounds overweight. Can I ever have a six pack? Well, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be hard work, but you absolutely can. You absolutely can. So same thing. The voice, you may never sound like Mariah Carey if you're starting off with, like pitch recognition problems, for instance, but you definitely can improve your pitch recognition, maybe gain some vibrato, definitely improve your range, your stamina, your control, your support, all of those things. Absolutely. Definitely. Let's see what else. Camille, any tips with my French Canadian accent? That's funny. My very first vocal student ever in my life was French Canadian. My mom is English and dad is French, so I grew up with both languages, but my English is still a little messed up. Camille, you're welcome, Piper. I would take that on a really song by song basis, and I'll tell you why. You're not trying to change your accent when you're speaking. Now, if you were, I would say, well, then go to a speech coach or an acting coach. They can help you there first as a blanket statement to change it all, and then it would just move over into your songs. But if you're happy with how you speak and you just want to change it for how you sing so that you can have maybe some more open vowels and things like that, then you have to take it a song by song basis and build an instinct for when you do need more space and how to manipulate the integrity of the vowel that you're currently singing into something that's more beneficial for your voice. And that is something that you really should probably take some sessions with a coach for, because it's innate in you to sing the way you want to sing with the vowels that you say when you speak. You get a lot more practice speaking in your accent than you do singing in another way. So it'd be really hard for you to do on your own, to be honest. Can you teach how to sing? Donat, that's what I do. That's what I do all day. Of course I can teach how to sing. Okay, thank you, Zhao. I appreciate that. David, what do you think about Eminem's hooks in his songs? I'm actually a fan of Eminem. I think he's an amazing writer. Like, he's angsty, he's angry, he's got a potty mouth, whatever, but like, he, to me, is a masterful writer. Like, the way he manipulates things to rhyme is just incredible, and his lyrical patterns, I think, are insane. I really like him a lot. Okay, so can someone block or report Old Man Bob? Because I don't know why you're on here. You're weird. You say terrible things. Like, why? What are you doing? Like, you're kind of a troll. I don't even understand. So someone report him, please, and get him off of this. That'd be great. Let's see. Okay, sing 2 or 3 lines of Adele's song. Which Adele song would you like me to sing 2 or 3 songs to? Just say it and I'll sing it and we'll end with that. Do you want Someone Like You? That's in my head, so I guess I'll just do that. I heard that you settled down, that you found a girl and you're married now. I heard that your dreams came true. Guess she gave you things I didn't give to you. Old friend, why you're so shy? Ain't like you to hold back or hide from the light. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I had hoped you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. I remember you said sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Yeah. That's all you get. I'm sorry I didn't sing Skyfall, Cubanito Lindo. You asked too late. So early bird gets the worm. Okay, awesome. So listen, guys, I love you. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for today. It was such a treat for me to answer your questions as always. I know that some of you joined, which is awesome. You're welcome to. I have been joining the live workshop at night on Thursdays. This week, we're not doing it. I'm taking a week off. We may end up going to like a Facebook Live instead of Zoom. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Instead of Zoom, we may go to a Facebook Live. I'm not sure. So I'm taking like a week to kind of revamp the platform in which we're doing the workshop. So no workshop tonight. Most likely we'll start again next week or sometime very soon because that's been fun too. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. Make sure that you're telling your friends to subscribe to the channel. If you know of any singers or if you're in a music group or whatever, make sure that you're spreading the wealth around so that people can benefit from this as well. Share the stream if you'd like on your pages. And I will definitely see you guys on the next one. Love you. Bye.